Yep. Good morning, everyone. So in this Bootstrap session, I will give you an overview of what we will discuss in this workshop. This is completely for the people who are having minimum basic idea on HTML. I hope everyone have idea on HTML, right? So this is for the people who have minimum basic knowledge on HTML. So we are going to discuss about what is Bootstrap here. Actually, Bootstrap current latest version is 5. I'm going to explain all the features of Bootstrap 5, what is new here. You are going to learn about this version. This is not a complete Bootstrap class. This is a workshop. For 3 days, we will have this. And in 3 days, whatever you learn, this is enough for building good responsive pages, right? You can easily handle. Others, I will show you how you can explore yourself. So actually in this, I will give you an idea about how to build responsive pages. Actual point is, I hope you people know the purpose of HTML. What is purpose of HTML? HTML is a presentation language which is used for creating the presentations for web. For web, we can create presentations. Actually, HTML presents, it presents DOM. Am I right? DOM is document object model. It presents DOM. How to make HTML attractive? You can make HTML attractive, interactive, responsive by using what? CSS. But what is the problem with CSS? Generally, the problem with CSS is not a programming language. CSS is not a programming language. And if it is not a programming language, it is very hard for handling reusabilities, code reusability, code separation, and code extending. These all will be issues. That is the reason in software companies, developers use SAS or less for making CSS more better. In majority of real world projects where we are developing applications for web, when we are developing applications for web, we use SAS or less. Have you heard about that? Do you know what they are? The advantage of SAS and less is they will provide programming features to developers so that they can use those programming features and make CSS better. They can make CSS more effective. That means in real world projects, we will not directly write CSS. We will use SAS and less. That means, have you ever written if conditions for loops in CSS? No, but you can do that in SAS. You can do that in SAS. What is advantage is you can easily control the programs. Means, for example, I will tell you a simple point. Suppose, so we have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, like this. I want to access all the headings and apply different colors. Or I want to change their effect. Then in order to access, generally in CSS, what you do, you have to write all of them. H1, H2, H3, all these you have to write. What is advantage of using SAS less? What you can do, you can write a for loop. For starting from 1 to how many? 4. And you can simply apply some effect. That means it will read all the headings from 1 to 4 and apply effects. These kind of programming features are supported in SAS or less. What is advantage of that? You can build better, you can build faster, right? Now, individually working with CSS is also difficult. Working with SaaS less building large scale designs is very difficult. That is the reason in real-time projects, we take help of Bootstrap. We take help of Bootstrap. What is Bootstrap and what is the purpose of this Bootstrap? I will explain detailedly. Actually, so what is the concept of Bootstrap? Why we need this Bootstrap is simple. Generally, Bootstrap main purpose is, we generally call this Bootstrap as, it is an open source. It is an open source and cross-platform library for building effective responsive UI faster. It is an open source cross-platform library for building effective responsive user interface faster. I hope you know the meaning of this sentence. Open source means you can use what they have given and you can customize according to your requirements if you want. The meaning of open source library is the library given to you, you can use as it is, or you can make changes into it. You can customize according to your requirements and you can use it. That is the meaning of open source. Cross-platform indicates that you can use across any browser. Here, platform for web application is browser. It's not operating system. So it is cross-platform. Here is browser. That means you can use across any browser. You learned in HTML, like HTML have browser dependency issues. Am I right? HTML, CSS have browser dependency issues. That means some features working on some browsers, they may not work properly on another browser. Browser dependency issues will be there. But what Bootstrap can do, it can reduce browser dependency issues. It will provide you a library for building effective interface, for building a responsive interface. Responsive means what? Open source, okay. Cross-platform, okay. Open source means you can customize according to your requirements. Cross-platform means it can run on any browser. What is responsive means? Responsive means the application can change itself according to the device. It fits according to device. For example, you are watching on mobile, then it fits onto mobile. You are watching on mobile by changing the orientation, landscape, portrait, then it will change accordingly. So you are watching on a tab, it fits to tab. You are watching on a PC, it fits to PC. That is responsive. Responsive means it changes and fits according to the device. According to the device. That is the main concept. That is the main concept of this. So Bootstrap is open source. Bootstrap is cross-platform library for building effective interfaces and faster. Why it is faster? Why it is faster? Because here you don't need to write everything. Already it is written for you. You have to just use where you want. You want to apply some effects. If you want to apply some effects, you don't need to write the effects manually. Already effects are written for you. You have to just use it. You have to just use it. Actually, this library, Bootstrap library provides utilities. It provides utilities. and it provides lot of components for you. Bootstrap library provides lot of utilities and components for you. What is meant by utilities and what is components? Bootstrap is going to provide utilities as well as components. It is going to provide lot of utilities and components. Now, what is utility is nothing but utilities are used for changing alignments, changing position, changing the size, changing the color. That means what is the purpose of utilities? Utilities are used for changing the appearance of any element. It is the purpose of changing the appearance of element. Appearance of element means you can change font, you can change style, you can change color, you can change position. So you can change display, you can change margins, you can change paddings. All these comes under utilities. Now Bootstrap, actually, if you have learned HTML and CSS, to set margins, to set padding, to set different types of effects, you have to write a lot of logic. But what is advantage is Bootstrap have ready-made. Bootstrap provides built-in. Built-in means already they designed. Just you use them. How to use them, I will show you. So Bootstrap is a collection of lot of utilities. What is advantage? What is the purpose of utilities? Utilities are used for changing the appearance. You can change the appearance of elements by using these utilities. And Bootstrap provides components. Components are rich. Components are rich in UI styles and logic. Components are very rich in UI styles and logic. That means they contain built-in user interface, they contain logic, and they contain styles. For example, I will tell you one simple concept. For example, you have to design a navigation bar. If you want to design a navigation bar, designing a navigation bar manually by yourself, it will take a lot of time. And what Bootstrap people do, they ready-made provide you a navigation bar. You can directly use it. For example, actually, I will give you some real examples you will understand. Suppose we see a website like some Netflix. This is a website like Netflix. Now, in this website Netflix, you see here, when I scroll down, in this Netflix website, they have given some FAQs, frequently asked questions, and see how these work. I click on a question, then the answer will expand and show. Now I click on second question, then first question will collapse and second question will expand. This type of appearance, this if I have to design, I need lot of JavaScript jQuery. I need lot of styles. We need lot of logic also. That means actually to design like this, what we have to do? So we need to use HTML, we need to use CSS, and we need to use JavaScript or what? jQuery. By using these, we have to design. But what Bootstrap will do is, Bootstrap calls this type of components as, Bootstrap calls it as accordion. Bootstrap calls it as accordion. It calls as accordion. That means Bootstrap ready-made provides this. They will say that if you want to design an accordion, it's okay. You don't need to manually do anything. We have a ready-made accordion, take. Now you can just take that accordion and just change your requirements. Put what questions you want. Put what content you want. Put what color you want. That means to design like this, it requires lot of presentation, it requires lot of styles, and it requires lot of logic. Now you don't need to do that. Bootstrap ready-made provides. Now this is called as a component. What is the purpose? What is the speciality about component? Component have ready-made presentation, component have ready-made styles, component have ready-made functionality. Just you have to use it and customize according to your requirements. That's the reason it is fast. To build like this, if I take 20-30 minutes using JavaScript and all, it will take 5 minutes using Bootstrap. That means it is building fast. Not only this, for example, suppose you see Amazon. In this Amazon, you can see there is a sliding banner. If you have learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript, can you design like this? But this is a common requirement in websites. It is a very common requirement in websites. Every website wants like this. And if you can't design like this with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then your knowledge in them is not great. Because this is a common requirement. Every website needs this. So we don't need to waste time in designing all this. We can actually, I hope you people know, many people, this is called as carousel. And Bootstrap ready-made provides it. Just what you have to do, put what pictures you want. You have to just put what pictures you want. You have to just put what functionality you want. That means these are all considered as what? These all we call them as components. There are so many components. Components like cards, components like buttons, components like forms, components like accordion, components like alerts, components like models, components like nav bars. All these are different types of components. So many will be there. So what is the advantage of learning Bootstrap? So every web developer in the current generation, they must need knowledge of Bootstrap. Without Bootstrap, you are not a web developer, because every website uses this. And important is Bootstrap makes the presentations, the functionalities more simple. So it allows you to create good designs, responsive designs in a simple way, means faster. With less effort, you can design good complex presentations. So by the end of this workshop, we will try to design one template by the knowledge of what we have learned. That makes a perfection. That means we can understand how websites can be easily designed using the help of Bootstrap. We will see that. Okay. Now the question here, how to start working with Bootstrap. Let's see practically how do we do that. Concept you understood, right? The main concept of Bootstrap is to provide good library to developers so that they can build UI effectively faster. Now, is Bootstrap only the solution? Like Bootstrap, what are alternatives? Is only Bootstrap like this? Are there any alternatives? There are so many alternatives. It's not like only Bootstrap. Actually, there are so many alternatives. We have alternatives like Twitter Bootstrap. We have alternative like Twitter Bootstrap. We are learning currently Bootstrap. Alternative is there is a Twitter Bootstrap. It is officially provided by Twitter. We have MUI. This is actually called Material UI. This is officially used by, so it is used by technologies like React. Means officially it is used by Netflix like people, Facebook like people. Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, all these people use this MUI. They use MUI. We have like material. So we have like material. So material UI, it is used by Angular like technologies. And we have like Telerik. Telerik is used for various technologies like JSP, Java, PHP, Python. So, and React, Angular, all these people use this. ASP.NET, all these people use this Telerik. We have third parties like DevExpress. So many are there. We have like jQuery UI. These are all alternatives. Don't think that everybody uses just only Bootstrap. But if you can handle Bootstrap, you can handle all others also. Similarly, they will be. That's the reason majority of companies are using Bootstrap. If anyone is not using Bootstrap, that also you can easily handle if you have knowledge of Bootstrap. Because all are similar, only few changes will be there, right? So the point here is you need to know that it is not just only Bootstrap, there are so many alternatives. For example, I will show you here. So we have this one is jQuery UI. This is an alternative. This is jQuery UI. This is an alternative for building user interface. You have like MUI. This is also good for building effective user interface. They will provide you a lot of components here. You see Amazon, NASA, Netflix, these Spotify, these all people are using this. They are using this. So you have like material UI. So we have material UI. This is material UI. This is used by Angular like technologies. So you see they provide components. There is like Twitter Bootstrap. This is officially by Twitter people. Twitter website is completely built with this. Twitter Bootstrap. It is also providing a lot of components for you. So the point is, it is not just only Bootstrap. So many are there. But if you are good with Bootstrap, that's enough for current generation related applications. Later, if you are learning advanced technologies, you can learn relatively some concepts. Okay. So now we will see how to set up Bootstrap and use it practically. I hope you understood what is the necessity, right? Why you need Bootstrap, everyone understood, right? Now we will see how to enable Bootstrap. So how to start practicing, how to work with it, I will show you. So set up project first. I will give a simple technique of setting up project. So there are so many ways of configuring, creating projects. But what you do is, because this is not a complete Bootstrap class, it's just a workshop. So then I can't go every concept in depth about that because it will take a lot of time. I will give you a simple process of creating a project for practicing Bootstrap. What you can do is actually to create a project, lengthy process will be there. We use so many tools for developing projects. Actually, we are not doing that. Simple. If you are a Java developer, .NET developer, or PHP, Python, Angular, React, you may be using already some editors now, right? You may be using editors. You can use those editors and you can start working with them, right? So you may be using Edit Plus, Eclipse, or you may be using Visual Studio, or you may be using Visual Studio Code. You can try anything. Okay. I will show you currently on, and you can practice that. First, what you do is you download and install. You download and install Visual Studio Code Editor. Visual Studio Code Editor. That is a tool required for developing. So you can just download and install Visual Studio Code Editor. So actually this is nothing but So editors, editors are used for building the projects and working. I hope if you are already working on HTML, you may be working on a editor. Okay. And what you do is create a new folder for project on your PC. Create a new folder. I will create like in my D drive some bootstrap workshop like this. I will create a new folder, bootstrap workshop. That is one folder we will create. Now after that, just open folder in you have to open the folder in Visual Studio Code. If you are doing Edit Plus or Eclipse or anything, you can do in those editors. Everywhere it is same, right? So what you have to do, just means I am not giving complete project scenario. Just this is enough for your practicing of Bootstrap, right? For this workshop, this is enough. Okay. What you do now, see in my computer. So this is D drive, some location. In that I will create a new folder by name bootstrap workshop. So, and okay, it's an empty folder. I have bootstrap workshop is an empty folder. Okay. Now open this in Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is an editor. You can download this editor and install in your computer. In that, go to File, Open Folder, and you can open this folder. You can open the folder that is in D drive, Bootstrap Workshop. Now this is an empty folder. This is your project folder. It is currently empty. There is nothing in this folder. Now for our practice sake, what you will do here in this, you add a new folder. You have new file, new folder buttons. Add a new folder. Let's say public. All our HTML files we can keep in this public folder. And we will create one more folder. And this is SRC. SRC is meant for storing all dynamic files. CSS, JavaScript, SAS, less dynamic files are kept in SRC. And static files, HTML, images, all these you can keep in public. So in your project, you add two folders. Open the folder in Visual Studio Code and add folders. So two folders, one is public. It is for static resources. Static resources like what? Static resources like HTML pages, like HTML images and all, and docs. And you can put here another SRC. SRC for, it is for dynamic resources. Dynamic resources like, it can be like CSS, JavaScript, SAS, etc. TypeScript, etc. You can use these for those. You add these two folders. Okay. Now, after you do that, now what we have to do, one more work. Now, as per the project requirements, add a startup page. So index.html in public folder. In public folder, you add a startup page for your project. Usually, you know that every project starts with which page? Index.html. Every project will have index.html. Okay. Now here, I will go to this folder location. I will share this notes with you. So at the end of the session, I will create a classroom and I will share with you at the end. Online, I will post this, right? And here, let's go to public folder, add a new file. What is it? Index.html. And in this index.html, let's put the basic HTML code. The basic HTML code is this. You know how to write the HTML page, the head section and the body. Okay. After you do this, now I will keep a heading here. So we will keep a heading. So Bootstrap 5. Remember Bootstrap versions, current latest version is 5. Companies still, they may be using 4 or 3. Several companies may be still working on Bootstrap 4, Bootstrap 3 like versions. Current latest version is 5. What we are learning in this workshop is related to 5. Bootstrap 5 version we are going to learn. And Bootstrap 5 have a lot of changes when compared to the previous version. I will explain those changes while discussing the features. While learning, I will show you them. Okay, so Bootstrap, and here I will put a paragraph. So component, so build UI responsive. So build UI responsive. You say build responsive UI. Responsive UI faster. This is the message I am having. Now, this is the page we created. Now the point is how to run the page, how to test this page. Generally, when you are creating a project and in the project you have some pages and you want to test them, always better is test your page on a server. So that means test your page by opening with the live server. For that, what you do is in your Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio Code extensions. In extensions, you download live server extension. You download this live server extension. If you don't have that, no problem. You can directly open in browser. But better to test your project on server so that it will show you how exactly it runs finally, right? So what you can do is go to Visual Studio Code extensions. This is Visual Studio Code. In this, there is an extensions button here. You can click on extensions button and you can search for an extension called live server. You will get a live server extension. You can see this is live server extension. You select that extension and install. It is already installed on my Visual Studio. So you have to click on install button. If you install live server, what is the advantage is after you create your HTML page, simply to run this page and see how it looks like, you can right click on the page and select open with live server. Right click on the page and select open with live server. You can also use different extensions. Actually, you can also use extension like open with browser. Open with browser is also an extension. You can see so many will be there. Open with browser like extensions will be there. So open with browser, open in browser, so many extensions will be there. Open in browser extension is there. You can select that extension and add. If you add that extension, what you can do is you can right click and you can select open with browser, open in browser. If you have a server, then you can open with server. If you installed server, you will get open with server. If you installed open in browser plugin, then you will get open in default browser. You can try any. I will use live server, open with live server, and you can see it is going to start your page and it is going to display the output in browser. It is going to start the page and display. This is running on server. So this is the basic step, first step. Now your project is ready and you have a live server. Once you have live server installed, what to do? Just you have to right click in a HTML page, and what you can do, open with live server, or you can also use open in browser. You can select open in browser or open with live server. It will open in default browser. Now your HTML page is working, but Bootstrap is not there. Currently, Bootstrap is not enabled for this page. Once we enable Bootstrap, we can start using Bootstrap and make this page more effective. Let's see how we can do that. So this is the page currently ready, but this is not having Bootstrap. How to enable Bootstrap? That we will see now. Once you've done this, enable Bootstrap. Enable Bootstrap for your page. How to enable Bootstrap for your page? I will show you the process. So here in this workshop, I will give you all CDN links. CDN links all are directly online. You can download and you can use it, or you can use online links. I will show you that. How to enable Bootstrap for your page. In which page you want to use Bootstrap. To enable Bootstrap for your page, what you have to do is, first step, you have to visit the website. Visit the website getbootstrap.com. You have to visit this website getbootstrap.com. In this website, what you need to do is here. This is important. In this website, you need to download. That means you have to go to icons. Go to icons category and copy its CSS CDN link. You have to go to icons category and copy CDN's link. Bootstrap have icons. Bootstrap have styles and effects. I will tell you. We will see that. How to enable Bootstrap? I am showing you the process now, right? First, you have to go to this website. Visit that website, getbootstrap.com. Getbootstrap.com. Go to icons category here. You can go to icons category. There is an icons category. In this icons category, you can see Bootstrap will provide lot of icons. You can see this is list of lot of icons. Bootstrap provides these icons you can use in your projects. When you are building an application, you need these type of icons. Now, scroll down at the bottom, you will see a CDN link here. At the bottom, you will see CDN. So what you have to do is you have to get this CDN. You have to get the CDN link. That means you see this is the link tag. You know how to link CSS files now? There is a link element available. You have to copy this link tag. You can just click copy button and that link is copied. After copying this link, what you have to do is copy its CDN link and paste in your head section, in your page head section. In your page head section, you have to copy that. So that means, you know, in the head section of your page, this is how it looks like. You can get it from the official website, or I will just use this one first. Now you see here, this is enabling Bootstrap for your page. In this Bootstrap, first you are getting icons related link. So because Bootstrap provides icons and Bootstrap provides effects, we are going to use both of them, icons as well as effects. For icons, you need this CSS file. Make sure that you kept this CSS file. Okay. Now, once you have this file, once you have this file linked, let's go to the head section of the page. Here, title I will give as Bootstrap Workshop, that is. And here in the head section, I will paste that link. In the head section, I am keeping the Bootstrap Icons link. Now, your project is ready to use your project is ready to use icons. Bootstrap provides separate icons. Your project is ready to use icons. How to use icons, I will show you here. This is first step you are doing. Now, important is Bootstrap icons. Bootstrap icons are provided as CSS classes. Bootstrap icons are provided as CSS classes, which you can implement in page. How to implement in page? I will give you a simple point here. You see here, suppose you are having containers. Containers means div, span, so heading, terms, paragraph, definitions, anything. Any container which can display text. Any container which can display text. In that container, suppose I am using a span, you have to put a class. Usually Bootstrap icons are having a class starting with bi space. You can apply multiple classes, space, CSS classes multiple can be there, and bi hyphen icon name. Icon name, like I have house is an icon name. Suppose I have icon name span class bi some icon name I have like bell. So I have some span class like bi and bi icon name like Facebook. For every icon there will be a class. For every icon there will be a class, and to get the icons you need to keep these two classes. And remember, you have to go to the icons website and get the class name, then you can apply them. Because some names you can easily remember, some names we can't. Hundreds of icons will be there. Then what you have to do, you have to do that by using these references, by using Bootstrap Icons website. So what you do now, you see icons is ready now. Icons is ready. Observe carefully. Is there any change happening in this page? There is no change happened in the page. It is currently empty, but you linked icons. Now see what you can do now here. Suppose I am changing this as a shopping online. So shopping online, that is the title. I am changing this text as a, suppose follow us on. I'm defining just follow us on. So Facebook, like this I'm giving, and I'm giving follow us on Twitter, right? Follow us on Instagram. Like this I'm defining some names. Now see here, I want here some icons related to that. Now once you link Bootstrap Icons, what you can do is, see here in the heading before the shopping online, put a span, and this span have a class bi space bi. Suppose I have a cart 4. Cart is like a shopping cart. Cart 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Some icons are there. I'm using cart, and you can see it will display like this. This is an icon. If you want icons in your website, you don't put image tag img. It is not correct. Icons are kept by using Bootstrap Icons, font awesome icons. Lot of libraries are present. For icons in real-time web development, we don't use images. We have to use like this. So that means you can use Bootstrap Icons, or you can use font awesome icons. There are so many other icons libraries, but when you are using Bootstrap Icons are enough. Now see here, this is having cart 2, then its appearance is little different. I'm applying cart 3, its appearance is little different. I'm applying cart 4, then it is having like this. And if you mismatch the class names, it will not work. Cart 5, there is nothing. How you know what icons are there? You have to visit the icon site. This is Bootstrap icon site now. And here you can search for which icon you are looking for. You see, these are all icons. If you want, you can even search for icons. Suppose I am searching for icon. There is a search filter box. There you can search for, suppose, cart. And you can see they give a lot of icons. You want, suppose I want like this. I want like basket fill. Then I click on that icon. When I click on the icon, you can see that icon related class name it will give. So if you want any specific icon, go to that icon site, search for the icon you are looking for, get its class name and apply that class. Now, how do we apply that? You see a lot of icons are there here. How to apply the class? I hope you can tell now. Here I need to define like this. What you have to do? BI what? Basket what? Fill. Basket fill. I have to use basket fill. And you can see it is going to give that icon. Right? If you miss the spellings, capitalization issues will be there. Spelling issues will be there. Check the spellings, class names correctly and apply. So this is now, see, for Facebook, I am adding a span beside it, class BI and BI Facebook. I'm using Facebook. And you can see a Facebook icon will come. I'm having, suppose, Twitter. So I will put a span here, span and class BI Twitter. And you can see a Twitter will come. So I'm looking for an Instagram icon. So before this, put a span here, class BI and BI Instagram, and you can see it will get that. Remember, you can keep anywhere. You can put it on a div. You can put it in a span. You can put in a list item, depending on your requirement. You know that div means it will come in a next line. Span means it will beside. You can add as list items also, right? So this is the first step. Now you are aware of how to get icons, right? When you are building a website and you want some icons in your website, this is the process you have to follow. Understood? This is the process you need to follow. So I hope you understood the process. First step, create a HTML page, go to Bootstrap Icons website, there copy the CDN link and paste here. Now the Bootstrap icons are ready. You just apply the classes, you will get it. Right? Now this is the process of one concept, Bootstrap icons. So better I will keep this as enable Bootstrap icons for your page. In this stage, I am enabling only Bootstrap icons. Okay. This is enabling Bootstrap icons for the page. And let me copy this example for you. I will copy this example. At the end of the session, I will share a classroom link. There I will upload all these notes, the classroom related options, whatever we are discussing in the class with examples, I will upload there. Okay. Right. Understood, everyone? Is it clear? That means this is the concept how you get icons in a website. Okay. For that, actually earlier we have to depend on other third parties like Font Awesomes and all. Now you can directly use Bootstrap icons. Okay. Icons ready. Now let's see how to enable. So how to enable? So enable Bootstrap utilities. How to enable Bootstrap utilities and components. How to enable Bootstrap utilities and components. This is another point. Utilities and components means, I explained, utilities and components means utilities are related to position, styling and all. Components are related to ready-made components. So like nav bars, like accordions, like carousels and all. Okay. I will show you in this workshop how to create carousels, nav bars like concept so that you can easily implement in websites, right? Here to enable Bootstrap utilities, now what to do? First, again, next point is, so go to visit getbootstrap.com, getbootstrap.com, and here click on download, and you need to copy CDN links for CSS and jQuery, for CSS and jQuery. You have to copy CDN links for CSS and jQuery because components are rich in functionality also. Components are very rich in functionality. So the functionality is given by jQuery. You need two files actually. Make sure these two files are, one is bootstrap.css, another one is bootstrap.bundle, bootstrap.bundle.js. These two files are required for working. Another one is there, popper.js is required, but it is not required for all. Only two components use this. If you are working with the two components, they need this popper. And those two components are like, we have a drop down. One drop down requires this proper drop down positioning. Drop down positions require this popper. Otherwise, you don't need this popper JS. So drop down requires that. Another one is we have a scroll spy. Actually tooltip. These two requires popper. Others doesn't require popper. So if in your website you are not using drop down positions and tooltips, ignore this popper file. Not required, because popper.js is required for only those two. Others can work directly with these two files. These files you have to link them. It's very simple actually. You go to the website now. You go to the official website getbootstrap.com. In this website, you can see this website says build fast responsive sites with Bootstrap. I explained already why it is fast. I explained what is responsive. And I told you that it is powerful with SaaS-like concepts. It internally uses SaaS-like concepts. Okay. Now here you can see there is a download link. You click on that download link, then it will show you here. You can scroll down. You can see there is CDN. There is CDN. This is CDN. You have to copy this CDN link and you have to use it. And you see here they are giving two options here. So you can see one is link, another one is script. So these two are required. And see, one link is related to Bootstrap CSS. It is a minified file. I hope you learned in CSS minification. Huh? You learned how to minify the CSS files and all. And this is another JS file, Bootstrap bundle JS file. And as I told you, a popper is also present. A popper is present. If you want popper, make sure that you are adding this also. Understood? But this popper is not required everywhere. The popper is not required everywhere. So you can ignore that. You can just use this first two files. Okay, now? That means what you have to do now, copy these two files, link. These are CDN files. Copy these two files, link. Okay. And you can paste them in your project. You can paste this in your project. And here I am pasting in the head section. I am pasting these two files. I am pasting these two files in that project. But one point is there. Actually, official Bootstrap people recommend to keep all their script files in body section. So officially, they recommend to keep the JavaScript files, the script files in body section. CSS files you keep in head section, others you keep in body. If you don't do that, everything will be okay. Certain features may not work properly. They have abnormal behavior. That is the reason we follow their recommendations. According to their recommendations, keep this script in which section? Body section. The styles in which section? Head section. So that is one important according to their specifications. So what you do is copy them and paste. So paste CSS link in head section and paste script link. So in body section, you keep in the body section. This is according to their recommendations we will follow, right? Now what we do here, so remove the script from here and keep the script in the body. Anywhere in the body section you can keep. I will keep at the bottom of body section, okay? We will keep at the bottom of the body section. At the bottom of body section, we are keeping this. Fine. Now, next important here, see. Once you keep these two, let's observe the page, how it looks like. You can see our page looks like this. Is there any change in this page? Any change you observed? After linking them, you observed any change here? Yes, I think you know the font style is changed. Font style is changed, margins changed. Margin, it went somewhere left, right? There is no much space here. And you can see the font style little bit changed, right? Once you inject these two files, then automatically this will come. This is going to display, right? Now, that means Bootstrap is perfectly working on your screen. The font style changes, automatically the font style changes because Bootstrap uses a special font. The font style changes and it is ready now. Now what you have to do is, now you need to apply the effects. Now Bootstrap is ready, understood? Bootstrap is ready. You can start working with Bootstrap. So I will copy this example. This is the example. This is the example which is using Bootstrap. Okay, script. This is only your body section. And this is the script they given. We copied it. And these are the styles they given. We copied them. Make sure that totally how many files? Let me give you the summary. What are the files you need? One is Bootstrap Icons.css. Another one is Bootstrap.min.css. Another file is Bootstrap.bundle. Bootstrap.bundle.min.js. These are the files. Where you keep these two files? These two files you have to keep in which section? This is in head section. Where you keep this one? Body section. All these links you will get from the official website of Bootstrap. Okay. Actually, without links, we can download the library and use it. That downloading I will show you in the last sessions, right? As of now, this is enough for your practicing, right? So Bootstrap is ready. Everything is working. Now let's see how this Bootstrap helps in designing good interface. So first you need to know, while working with Bootstrap, first you need to know about the layout classes. First you need to know about the layout classes. Layout classes. First you need to know the layout related classes. Bootstrap provides ready-made classes. You have to just apply them. That means all the features are provided as classes. You need to apply them. Actually, Bootstrap first thing layout, because you see here the layout is disturbed. The layout is disturbed. What layout is disturbed? It is not having proper margin, right? It is completely at the left panel. So layout is not correct. For layout, Bootstrap provides classes called container. We have container SM. We have container LG. So we have container. So container MD medium. So we have container XL. So we have container XXL like this. These are important for layout. Actually, these are ready-made classes. You can use these classes only after enabling Bootstrap. I will tell you that here. This container is used. This is the container. It is used for devices. If you are targeting your page for devices like mobiles, then you can go with this. That means if you are targeting for mobile like devices, your page is designed for mobile, then make sure that everything you kept in a container class. Container class will fit your content with less width. That means, do you know mobile width how much? Mobile screen width how much? In a portrait mode, mobile screen width will be maximum 500 pixel. Actually, it will be like 540 pixel like this. That is the pixel width of mobile. If you are targeting your content to mobile, then you keep container. If you are targeting towards tab-like devices, then use container SM. If you are targeting towards PC, this PC is up to how many pixels? Actually, it is up to 1200 pixels. Sometimes some PCs will have large screen up to 1300 pixels. Then you use MD. Sometimes you use laptop. So actually laptops use 1400 pixels. And sometimes large widescreen laptops will use 1600 pixels. This you can apply. If you are targeting your content to different types of devices, this is the containers you have to use. And better, you can use a class called container fluid. Container fluid, it is responsive. Responsive means it changes according to device. This is best. Right? If you put container fluid, it will change according to the device. That means on which device, which screen you are watching, according to that, it will change. It will change. So first, make sure that you are using these classes. You are using these classes. See now what I will do here. Let's see, margin is very much disturbed. Now I will go here, and where you kept all the content, the complete content is in body section. For this body section, I am applying a class called container. Container is the class. Once you apply this container class, you can see automatically its alignment changed. That means automatically its appearance changed. That means its width adjusted. You can use container, you can container SM, container LG, different sizes will be there. If you want to adjust according to the device, then better you use container what? Fluid. Then it will fit according to the device. It will be a perfect fit. According to the device, it will fit. So this is the first thing you need to know. How we can adjust our content and fit the content. Layout is very important. That is how you can apply the layouts just by using ready-made classes. Ready-made classes. These are layout related classes. Now, if you want to control manually, then you have to use box model classes. You need to use box model classes. I hope when you learned CSS, you learned box model. You learned CSS box model. So actually CSS box model is nothing but box model. Box model comprises of box model contains margins, it contains padding, it contains border, and it contains radius, border radius, and it contains width, and it contains height. These all comes under box model. That means in CSS, box model means adjusting the margins, adjusting the padding, adjusting the border, adjusting the radius, width and height. This is called CSS box model. I hope you people know difference between margin and padding, right? And how to apply them here. It is very simple now. Earlier you have to write style, margin left, margin right. You need to write manually. But now you can apply in a simple way. Let's see how we can handle this box model. Let's see the first one in box model. In the box model, first concept is margin. How you can give margins? Margins are defined just by using the class M. I am using dot means, you know, dot is a reference for class. M means it is margin. It is margin all directions. It is margin all directions. You can use MS. This is margin left. Why it is called yes? Because it is start. Start means left. Actually, in old version, that means Bootstrap less than 5 version, if you are using, it is called ML. It is called ML. Now it is changed in Bootstrap 5 onwards to MS. Left and right words are changed now. Previously it is margin left. Now we call margin start. Previously it is margin right. We call it now as margin end. ME means margin right. This is what? End. From Bootstrap 5 onwards, start and end came in place of left and right. And you have MT, margin top, MB, that is margin bottom. And we have MX, this is left and right. And we have MY, this is top and bottom. You can apply the margins directly by using x-axis position and y. That means this is top margin, this is margin top, and this is margin bottom. Margin bottom. So, and we have MX, this is margin x-axis. So x-axis means it is left and right. So margin, this is margin x-axis. And we have margin y-axis. Like this, you can define the margins. Now, very important is you should know breakpoint. You should know breakpoint. Breakpoint is defined. Breakpoint is nothing but in classes, breakpoints define size, dimensions and all. Actually, the breakpoint for margins, you can give breakpoint from 1 to 4. 1 to 4 are the breakpoints. That means you can give the points from 1 to 4. That means how you can write here. Example I will give you here. Syntax I will give here. Suppose I want to give margin left. Then we have to write here a div class. What is that? Margin right I need to give. Then we have to use ME. ME means margin right. How much? That you have to give through a breakpoint. Breakpoint is given with a hyphen. Hyphen, how many breakpoints you can give? 4. 1 to 4 only you can give, not more than that. If you want more, you have to manually write. If you want to use what they given, just you have to define this. That means you say M4, that is margin 4. Right? That is margin end. Suppose I am giving MS3, that means it is margin left, margin right, margin top, margin bottom. We can adjust the directions by using this. Let's see now. It's very simple actually. Suppose I want to move from left side sum. The heading should move from left side sum, right? Then see what I am doing. For heading, you have to just apply a class. We have to apply a class that is margin start as maximum how much? 4. And you can see left side adjusted. That is 4. Suppose I want to adjust top margin also, MT, margin top 4, and you see some down. The paragraph also I want to apply the margin, just you have to apply a class. What is it? Margin S what? 4. It is 4. Margin top I need to adjust, then I just give MT as 4, some gap is there. You can easily set the margins. Earlier you have to write this. Instead of writing this, you need to just get the class names and apply the class names. So margins you can define by using this way. Anywhere. For example, you see here the Facebook class. This Facebook, it is not having some gap. Suppose I want some gap here. If I want some gap here, just what you have to do, add the class as margin E, margin E4. That means right side margin will adjust. Right? You can adjust that. Margin E2, that means it will adjust little bit. You can change that. You can adjust that. Right? These are margins, how you can configure them. Right? This is just one important thing you need to know. I will copy this for you and I will keep it here in example. This is about margins. Right? How do you define the margins? And now important is similarly, if you know margins, you can handle easily padding. Padding is nothing but it is defined with P. Padding class is P and padding class is PS. Padding start, we have PE, padding end, we have PT, this is padding top, we have PB, that is padding bottom, we have PX, padding x-axis, and PY, it is y-axis, and the breakpoints same. Breakpoints, how much? Breakpoints are same, 1 to 4, that is padding. It's very simple now. Right now, another important, we have border. If you want to apply border, for that you have a ready-made class called border. You have border breakpoint. You can give 1 to 3 maximum. Borders you can give 1 to 3, and you have border have colors. Colors like you can give primary, like you can give danger, like you can give success, like so you can give warning, so like info, like light, dark, all these are contextual colors. Border size and border colors. You can just apply these classes for if you want to apply border. And very important, we have radius. That means border radius. For border radius, what are the classes you need to apply? You need to define radius. You have to give rounded, and you have to give rounded breakpoint. Rounded breakpoint 1, 2, 3 again. 1, 2, 3 breakpoints for rounded. We have rounded, have pill, and we have rounded like circle. Rounded like circle. These are the classes for rounded. Let's see, we will see that point. So we will use this and see. So if you want to apply padding, you want to apply border, you want to apply radius, these are very simple things to handle. Now what you can do here, let's see. I will create a simple example for you so that you can understand. I will use a form. You learned forms now. You learned forms. I will use a form. In that form heading, I will give user, register user. Okay, register user. And here I will put a span. So, and in the span, I'm using class BI person fill. Like this, I am giving. And below this, I will create a data list, data term. I say username. And I will give a text box. This is all your HTML. Huh? So I will use a data definition. Input type is equal to text. And another data term, this is some password. And I am defining here. So input type is equal to password. And I will put a button here, say login or register something. Now you can see this is the page we have designed. That is the content we have. Now see what I am doing here. So I want to set a border for this form. I want to set a border for the form. Now see, for the form, simply you put a class border. If I put a class border, automatically you can see there is a very thin border. Very thin border. Very thin border is here actually. Huh? I will increase the size of the border. That means I will give border size maximum. How much you can give? 3. And you can see border thickness will increase. I want to put a color for the border. Border have colors like border primary. So I say primary, and you can see this is primary color. I'm using border danger. So danger will give a red color. I'm giving border like success. It will give some green color. These are border colors actually. Yeah? So I'm just using border primary, and primary you can see like this. Now you see there is no gap between them. Huh? Padding is missing now. You want padding, then you can just give P4, P3, all directions padding. And for form, all directions margin 4. It will change all directions 4. I want to adjust the width of the form. I want to adjust the width. And for width also, box model contains width. Na? So for width, you can just use the classes W. And W have breakpoints like 25, like 50, like 75, like 100. Only these you can give. Other widths you have to manually write. You can give only this. Height also you can give by using H. H also you can give like 25, like 50, like 75, and 100. These are the height and width options. For example, see now for this, I want to adjust the width. I want to adjust the width of this box. Huh? Then what you can do is just you add one more class, W25. W25, width is adjusted. The width is adjusted like this. I want W50. You can see it is adjusted like this. The controls are not adjusted now. Why controls are not adjusted accordingly? Why they are not adjusted accordingly? Because the control width we haven't mentioned. We can make them actually, this control text box will have a class W100, means fit according to the width, 100% of width. And password also, we will put a class W100. And button also, I will put a class W100. And you can see now all size will adjust. The button, the text box, the sizes will adjust. And see, I am changing the font here. Form is 25. Then automatically others also will adjust. They will fit accordingly. Buttons and the text box, everything will fit according. Now, very important here. Now we have another option for form. What is it? Rounded. Rounded means you can see it will give little corner curved. Right? I can give maximum how much here? Rounded maximum 3. Or you can do one thing. You can say rounded circle. Rounded circle, it will give like this. But that doesn't fit for this kind of content. Images and all you can use with rounded circle, right? I will show you those images also. You can use rounded pill. Rounded pill will display like this. It will be like this. So pill means like a pill, it will be there. If I increase the width, it will be better. You see 50, then you can see pill looks like this. But they doesn't fit this type of content. So here I will just use rounded. And how many points rounded? Some 3. 3 points rounded. And width, how much? Width is 25. 25. And you can see that is the break. I hope you understood this. This is box model. This is box model. In box model, what are the options we are having? Margins, padding, borders, border radius, width and height. This comes under padding. These all comes under box model. Box model. And very important here, these are related to this box model classes. These are all box model related classes. Okay. Now important here, I will give one more option here to understand. Now, after understanding box model, now what do you think? Everyone understood? Huh? What do you think? Is it easy and fast? You need to just link one class. You need to link one file and you just apply these classes. Automatically, these effects are applied. Earlier, if you have to design like this, it will take a lot of time because you have to write form, width, how much, height, how much, and all the colors, borders, lot of attributes we need to write. Just we are applying the classes. And now very important here, classes for colors. That means text colors. Text colors you can simply apply by using the class text, and you can use contextual. Text contextual. Contextual means primary, secondary, danger, warning, all these comes under contextual. Similarly, you have background colors. Background colors also you can just apply with BG contextual. This is very simple now. If you want to apply background color, foreground colors, you can apply just by using these options. That means just text contextual, BG contextual. That means what I am doing here now. Let's see what I am doing here. I want to apply color. For heading, I want to set a color. For heading, I want to set a color. Just what you do for heading, class, I define text success and automatically it will be that color. You can apply for even one icon also. For icon, which color you want. For example, you see under this, I added another data definition, username required. Understood? Username required, that is the name. And here I will put a class. I will put a class text danger. That means it is red color. It can display the colors. The foreground colors you can apply for that. Right? And if you want background color, then how do you define background color? For example, later you can apply up for button. Sir, for button, I'm giving BG success. And you see background color will be like this. How to change the text color for this now? To change the text color for this, how do we change text color? Text white. Text white, it will give like this. And I am giving, suppose border white, then you see it is having a border also white color. Border white color. So you can apply the effect for this now. You can define the effect like this. The background, foreground colors for any element you can apply. Entire form you want to apply. That means you see for the form I am giving BG dark. That means it will be dark. And for form I am giving text white. That means all will be turned to white. The background color I can change. That means I just use background, BG. So you can just apply BG warning, and it will display that color. We can add the background colors and we can apply. The background color is defined with BG, foreground color is defined with text. The background and foreground colors we can change by using these options, right? Is it clear to everyone, right? That means now you can handle these effects. These are the effects. Now you just learned the margins, padding, how you can define the options. Now you have a lot of things to do. Means like how to create a forms and accordions, like carousels. We can make more effective things work, right? That we will see in our next session tomorrow, right? In tomorrow's session, we will discuss about the other components in Bootstrap. Is it clear up to now? Right? You have to practice this, right? If you can practice in the next session tomorrow, I will give you other components now. We will take some website templates. We will try to design them. You will learn about how do we design various templates like cards, like nav bars, everything we will discuss here. Okay. In tomorrow's session, we will continue. And all these notes I will upload into a classroom, Google Classroom code I will share with you. Let me add one Google Classroom code for you. So, and I will share this Google Classroom code so that workshop. Yes. Yeah. Once you practice in tomorrow's session, you will learn a lot of concepts, right? And you will learn more good designs, how to create. We will do one thing. We will take a real-time template and we will try to design the template with this knowledge. Then you can easily implement. Okay, now this is the classroom code. You can join this classroom code. Right, everyone can get this from here, right? Classroom code. And here I will upload the notes. You join this Google Classroom code. Here I will upload the today's concept. And more examples I will upload one by one, topic wise. Okay, so that you can practice. So hope it is helpful for you, right? And tomorrow we'll continue then, right? Yeah. Yes.